What's up YouTube, back with another video from Kyiv, Ukraine, and today I'm filming from the Kyiv's Vozdvizhenka district. So Vozdvizhenka district was supposed to be known as the Oligarchs playground. Started in the early 2000s, it was a $100 million real estate development project which was supposed to attract real estate developers, investors, people looking for high dollar condominiums, mansions, boutique shops, restaurants, things like this. What ended up happening was the construction project was marred with a complete disregard to the electrical and water infrastructure, shady construction projects, corners cut during construction, and all this coupled with the housing market crash of 2008. Vozdvizhenka district is kind of a husk of what it was supposed to be. So just come take a walk with me, and we're going to walk through the Vozdvizhenka district, which is effectively known as the Oligarchs' ghost town. One of the first things you'll notice about Vozdvizhenka is the colorful buildings and the architecture. So even though the project was started and completed started in the early 2000s, completed by 2010, the actual construction and the facades of the buildings were patterned after 19th century archaeology. So, like I said, all these buildings, the facades on them are really cool. Unfortunately, one of the things they didn't bother doing was upgrading the water pipes. So a lot of the old pipes in Kyiv are the old lead line pipes from the Soviet system, and they didn't upgrade them. So a lot of these buildings have backed up sewers, things like this. The water pressure is bad in them, which is not good for restaurants, things like this. Most of the buildings on the bottom here are set up for restaurants or stores, things like this, and a lot of them up top is private apartments. And so you can see where that's going to end up hurting the people who want to come in either for residential or commercial purposes in the long run. If you don't have a good water supply, you don't have good electrical infrastructure as well, it's not going to help you run a business, and you definitely don't want to live there full time. Although the district is starting to come back in more recent years, what I originally read was after the project was completed around 2010, the residential area sold for approximately, what did I read, $7,000 per 1 square meter, I believe. I'd read online that a 120 meter squared apartment, when the project first completed, would cost you about 533,000 pounds. I read right after the 2008 market crash, that same apartment, 120 square meters, would cost you about 238,000 pounds. So you can see what looked to originally be planned as a huge investment project kind of has ended up being a big money pit. It's really unfortunate too, because the location of the district is really cool. It sits right on the edge of Podil district, which is the oldest district in Kyiv. And then if you keep walking up this road here, when it eventually turns and meets the corner, it actually intersects with Andrew's Descent about halfway up, which you've probably seen if you've watched any of my other videos. If you keep walking all the way down this road, it takes you back up in the back side of the district here where there's some mansions, and you can walk up to the top on these stairs and come out by the top of Andrew's Descent as well, or Andrew's Cathedral and the National Historic Museum of Kyiv. So aside from not upgrading the water infrastructure underneath the properties here, some shady construction practices also have left a black eye on the area. So a lot of the foundations weren't properly poured, and so you have uneven structural foundations for the buildings, which is causing cracks in walls and things like this. Also, causes paint to chip and flake off. Unfortunately, they've covered a lot of these cracks and stuff with more plaster and paint, so even though the structural damage was there, it's not really necessarily apparent. When I moved here at the end of 2009, this whole area in the middle here, like the park area, it was a big pile of trash and stuff, so it looks like they have started to clear it out. I do see some more construction materials here where they've started to lay a sidewalk and stuff inside there. So it looks like they are still working on the area. Even though a lot of these places, believe it or not, are empty, although it does look like there are some inhabited apartments up there, the condominiums. On the back side, all the way down, in fact, we're getting ready to walk over here, there's actually a new part of the area that they're building, more construction's going on. So even though it hasn't turned out to be what they originally planned, it looks like some real estate developers, maybe some new investors, haven't fully decided to give up on the project yet. Walk up here and I'll show you one of the mansions as well. I haven't figured out what this is. I'm assuming it's a private residence. It's got the Ukrainian and the American flag. I have no idea who lives there. Oops, wrong street. But this is one of the ones I wanted to show you. However, I'm going to go to the other street and show you some of the little miniature mansions. They're actually really, really cool. Here's on the back side. This is all the new construction. You can see the new buildings going up, the scaffolding, unfinished buildings. And then on the other side of this, all the way at the end, there's a school, like an elementary school over there. I guess this is for the children in the district. And then back behind that school, they're actually constructing new buildings back there as well. Walk up and down these different streets, you'll find all these bunch of little different specialty boutique shops, several cafes, coffee shops, things like this. There's pretty cool. It's on the next street. I'll walk over by there. There's a bar. It's called S34. It is like a barber shop, and then it's also a cocktail bar at night. Turns into a cocktail bar. Pretty good cocktails. A little expensive place to drink though. So there are some pretty unique places down here. This is a cloud factory. It's where they make clouds if you're looking to buy one. Back on the main street to the district, this is a breakfast, coffee boutique. There are some pretty cool little places down here. Up here on the right, there's an art gallery, and then a little bit down past that is the barbershop cocktail bar I was telling you about. So I'll walk over by here. The art gallery here, and there's an art gallery and coffee shop mixed. It's a really popular place for like wedding receptions and things like that. Here's a jazz club as well as the art bar or art house. It says this is not art, but it's still art. This is S34. This is the barbershop slash cocktail bar I was telling you about. And on one of the back streets here are some of the smaller private mansions and some of the embassies. Here's one of the embassies here. Is that, I don't recognize the flag. Is it Cameroon? Here's the flag. I don't remember what flag that is. And then I believe this is a private residence with the purple here, number 6. 2 houses down from the purple one's this one. I really like the wrought iron gate above the carport there. This is the Embassy of South Korea. And I forget what exactly this is. I see the EU flag hanging outside, but I'm not sure what it is. And then this area up here around it, this is new construction. And oh wow, looks like there's I'll walk up here in just a second. So here's the stairs. You can walk all the way up to the top, and you come out right by the Kyiv National History Museum. I'm sorry, the Natural History Museum of Ukraine, which is right across the street from Andrew's Cathedral. And this is all new here. I'm not sure what district or what area this is up here. Is that maybe Landscape Alley? I don't even know if these stairs are usable yet. Surely they would have blocked them off if not. Yeah, I don't recognize that area up there. But I'm pretty sure that's over by Landscape Alley. So, okay. Here's a look of Vozdvizhenka from up on top of the hill here. To be honest with you, when you first come into the district, when I first started filming, there's some restaurants and stuff there. It's looking a lot more lively than it has been. There's sometimes even on weekends, there's like nobody on the streets. Is why they started calling it the Oligarchs ghost town. So it looks like there's some semblance of life starting to return to the district here. So hopefully they're going to do, upgrade the construction projects and fix the things that are broken. my favorite apteka, or pharmacy signs in Kyiv. Pharmacy itself is back here. So this courtyard out here is new. It's like there's a little cafe or something that's open back there as well now. Hey, up top the main street here, there's a restaurant here on the corner. It's pretty popular. And then right past where these this couple is walking right here is where it intersects with Andrew's Descent about halfway up the hill. It's right across the street from the restaurant I just showed you at the top of the hill. It's a hotel right behind me. So this is Vozdvizhenka district. This is Hotel Vozdvizhenki. Easy for you to remember if you're looking for a cool place to stay. You're in a cool district. You're right here on the Descent, which is right next to the Andrew's Cathedral. And at the bottom of the Descent is the Podil district. Hey, it's starting to get kind of dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Kind of a short video. Just wanted to show you the famous Kyiv's Oligarchs ghost town. However, it looks like there's a little bit of life coming back into it. So maybe with new real estate investments, the rising cost of property now, and maybe some new construction projects here, hey, maybe it's going to end up working out with the original investors' true intentions in the first place. So, okay, here's another area of Kyiv that if you're visiting, definitely should at least walk down through it. You'll find some pretty cool little specialty boutique shops there. Just never know what you're going to walk into because things change so much down there. So, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.